Hey, this is Jackie Hauser of Flexner-Hauser Injury Law, back with another episode of Laughter in the Law. And today I'm with one of my best friends from law school, Jennifer Cave. She has other titles. I know her as Nancy. And I may mess up and call her Nancy at some point. But I met Jennifer in law school and many years ago. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that law school journey and tell some funny stories. And if any of you are considering law school, then that would be it may be interesting to listen to. You will either decide to go or decide that's not for you, one of the two. But first of all, Jennifer, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell them how you're employed. I know you got to give a disclaimer because of your employer.
Right.
So let's get that out of the way so we can do some fun stuff.
Yes. Well, my name, Jennifer Cave, as you said.
Nancy.
Nancy to only the most important people in the world. And I am currently serving in the United States Army Reserve. I am a JAG. I am an active guard reservist, AGR, which means I work full-time only in reserve units. I'm only saying things that are my own personal opinion and nothing to do with the Department of War.
Great, because I didn't call you here for that.
Nobody wants to know about that stuff. Yeah.
But you do work at the Pentagon.
I do. I get to work in the Pentagon.
That is so cool. Tell folks about what you have to go through to even get to your desk.
So to get to my desk, well, the commute is one side of it because I'm going to tell you a secret. There's not enough parking at the Pentagon. For the amount of people
Should
that
I write
live
a
there.
letter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to get on anyone's radar.
Okay.
So I don't have enough rank to be of any concern there. So I try to blend in with the walls when I go down the hallway as much as possible.
Stop. What is your rank?
My rank is Lieutenant Colonel.
It presently is Lieutenant Colonel.
Presently as Lieutenant Colonel.
Okay.
Hopefully it goes up.
And as a Lieutenant Colonel at the Pentagon, you don't have enough rank to get a good parking space.
I don't get a seat at tables. I don't get invited in rooms. I share an office. Mm-hmm. I do have a window that overlooks a dumpster.
Okay.
They throw out some nice furniture. I've been contemplating going down and trying some stuff out, but I don't have space for it in my office.
Gotcha.
Plus, I don't know how to get to that dumpster. So
these chairs came from the Capitol, so I know they throw away some great stuff because I got these for steal.
These are really nice.
Yeah.
No, joking aside, it is an absolute privilege to work there. It is basically kind of like a historical building that's also currently operating. So a lot of things happen in there. A lot of conversations have happened in there. Unfortunately, it was also one of the sites where a plane crashed on September 11th. And they've done a really great job of not only memorializing the outside, but on the inside, they have very graphic pictures, not graphic as in showing anything other than exactly what part of the aircraft went where in the building.
Oh, really? Wow.
And so you see it with 5 sides on the outside. Well, it's kind of like an onion with layers. That's the E ring goes all the way into the A ring. I work at the B ring. So the aircraft, when it hit, was on the side that I work in, and it stopped right before my ring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they've got it. I just gave somebody a tour yesterday. They've got it where they show where people were sitting right when it happened and like what happened to them. In the Department of War, we have not only U.S. service members, but we also have liaisons with a lot of other countries that work there too. So any given day, you could walk by. One of my friends that I went to Command and General Staff course with, he's a British officer. He's stationed there now. So I'll see him. We'll go get coffee from time to time. Lots of folks from a lot of other countries there. So it's such a cool place to work and things to see in there. So, yeah.
That's quite the assignment, huh?
It is. It's a lot of hours, too. It's like a little city in there. Like, you can overstay, your workday and leave with flowers and some jewelry as well.
Pick up your dry cleaning.
Get your shoes shined. They have really good food in there.
Yeah.
There's a McDonald's in there.
Hey.
So, but they do a lot. Like, you can do sushi, pizza, everything you want.
So you're been in the military a while. Tell us, it's kind of funny. We were talking about this off camera because we're just having a casual conversation like we always do in front of microphones and lights and put on some makeup. And so,
Yeah,
so,
right.
just like we always do.
Just like always.
This is so typical for us. So tell the listeners about your educational background before law school.
Okay, before law school, after finishing high school in the wonderful city of Chillicothe, Ohio, I was given a nomination by Senator John Glenn to attend the United States Military Academy. And so that's where I did my undergraduate work. And then this was 96 to 2000, graduated in 2000. My first duty station was Korea. And
That's lovely.
Yes. I really enjoyed my time in Korea. It was 1 year long. As a little, kind of small town girl going out at age 22 and living in Asia. I mean, it was eye-opening. I learned to love Korean food. People so nice.
You said the people were so nice there.
So nice, so grateful. I at the time had darker kind of reddish hair, which was combine that with my height and blue eyes. It was like everywhere I went, I stuck out like a sore thumb, but they were so gracious and nice. And I was actually there on September 11th.
Oh.
So it was about 11 o'clock at night. And I'd only been there for about 2 weeks. And September 11th happened the next day. We were all on alert. And I bring this back around to say, like, this wasn't really, I was in the military. I was commissioned as an officer. I had a 5-year commitment. I was like, I didn't really have war on my bingo game card for my service in the military. Like the last thing we had been involved in was 1991 with Desert Shield, Desert Storm. That was of major consequence. Obviously, we're always doing stuff all over the world. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is a big deal. And so it was not something. I mean, the kids that signed up after 2001, like they really knew what they were getting into, and I always take my hats off to them. But me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. It's Super Bowl. So, as far as what you're trained to do, I was like, all right, well, let's get in there. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's win it. So I came back to the States after a year of serving in Korea, and I went to Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield, which is near Savannah, Georgia, and deployed it was a year or two after because they had started doing their cycles. But yeah, I hit Iraq by 2005. So.
Okay. And so you completed your commitment.
I did. I came back from Iraq. I'd completed my obligation, and there's nothing like seeing a lot of life or death situations that make you try to figure out what you're going to do when you grow up. And I was like, you know what? I knew I wanted to go to law school. I couldn't do it right out of West Point, so I said, let's just go. Let's jump in. So I had a great job, a great career going, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it now. And I was 26 years old, and I quit the Army. I mean, I cold turkey just said, thank you. I've had a great time. Now I need to do what I need to do when I'm going to grow up, and went straight for something very expensive like law school.
Okay.
With no job in mind.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so you weren't the typical 22-year-old going into law school. You had combat experience. You'd already been to West Point, and you'd already had 5 years out. So I certainly wasn't the typical law student going in. I'd been out a little bit more than 5 years. So we were talking off camera about how did we meet? And you may not remember this. I'm going to tell you and see if you remember it.
Tell me.
So we're at orientation for law school. And
don't remember. I blacked that day out.
I know. It was bad. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Well,
bad.
You know what? The worst thing was people show up, and the first thing they do whenever you walk in the door is they take your picture for your photo ID.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't you remember that?
No.
Oh, my God, they did.
That's traumatic. That's why I blacked it out.
People showed up, and they took the picture for the photo ID. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody in our class literally came in with wet hair. They were rushing to get there.
Girl's long wet hair.
Yeah, long. And that is her picture for 3 years on her picture ID is that day.
Oh, no.
I just felt so sorry for her.
Yeah.
I don't know who she was. I don't know that she stayed. But anyway, But I remember you were sitting at a table. We were either between sessions or waiting for sessions to start, and you had a paper Wall Street Journal.
Oh,
You did.
I must have gotten it free somewhere.
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah,
You're not buying that.
I'm not paying for a subscription. Yeah. Was I at a hotel at that time?
He must have been at a, maybe, I don't know.
I don't. Anyway, yeah, I didn't buy it.
But for the Wall Street Journal, I would have never been your friend.
No way. Lord works in mysterious ways.
I am whenever I was in college, whenever I was in undergrad, one of my business classes, we had to subscribe to the Journal for that class.
Oh my goodness.
And we got it like for $1.99 or something. It was super cheap. But I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it, number one, because it was usually very good reporting and very balanced. And you could read somebody you agreed and somebody you disagreed with on the same page.
Right.
And, so I really liked the balance to it. I liked that it was intellectual.
Yes.
I loved that. And then, of course, they'd have things like, buy this $10 million home, which I knew I was never going to look at, but let me look at the pictures, But so it was really a good variety. I mean, they do have stuff about fashion in there and about real estate and everything. But I fell in love with the Journal then because we actually got paper. We got the paper copies.
Yes.
And so whenever you were sitting there looking at the Journal, I was like, this person's smart. This person. And little did I know, you probably stole it from the hotel you were staying in. I don't know.
I feel like it was part of the hotel package.
Yeah.
Acquiring would have been much.
I even made a comment to you. I mean, I came up and sat beside you and I said, "Oh, you like the Journal?" And you were like, you just kept reading it.
Just keeping everybody at arm's distance. It's day one. We don't want to invest too heavily.
Well, we were getting the whole orientation package thrown at us. So
yeah,
all that fun stuff.
It's funny, Michelle. I read the Wall Street Journal a lot while I was deployed because they had a lot of reporters near us physically.
Yeah.
So I would see an article and I would be like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely true. Because not everything that got reported really jived with what was going on. I mean, it's like with everything.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was as a company commander and I had folks out doing the logistics runs and I would email some of them and I'd get a response right away. They would email you right back and say, thanks for it. I'm like, you're doing great reporting.
Yeah.
So I did have a soft place in my heart, even though I didn't tell you that day. So
you were too cool.
It's too cool.
So tell me this. So you'd been out in the real world for a while and then you went to law school. What was it like for you? How did that shape your experience going to law school after having real life experience and not just popping in as a 22-year-old?
I think it would help make up for what maybe I might have lacked academically because I wasn't ever going to be the number one in a class. I was never going to be a valedictorian. I knew that. I had 5 Rhodes Scholars in my undergraduate class. So, yeah, I was okay with being just like, all right, we were in a class together, It's a class with that Rhodes Scholar. I was an athlete. So, I'm grateful for, my West Point experience. Academically was the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
Hands down. Leadership, naturally, I've been given some God-given ability. Athletics, I was there for sports, so that was kind of my reprieve. But academics was really what set that school apart for me. And so having that 5-year span to grow up more, because I went to West Point when I was 17. I wasn't even 18 yet.
Wow.
I was one of those. I'm a September baby, so everything was earlier, and I remember I had to have my parents' permission, and my mom signed the permission slip, not my dad. He's like, I'm not doing this. So, needless to say, he turned right around because he visited a couple of times, and then he saw some generals from back when he was in, and he loved the place. So it worked out, but. That 5-year span really let me grow up and be able to focus more on academics because I knew law school would be academically challenging.
Yeah.
So I think I just got to be more grown up and it just helped me out. No, I was never in your realm of academic success, but I was always in the shadow admiring it. I remember telling my dad once, I was like, Dad,
in the shadow.
Jackie and I were studying. I think I might be able to get a good grade. And he was like, Jackie's going to get a good grade with or without you. It's like, I know, but but I might get one too for once. And he was like, yeah, all right, whatever.
All boats rise on the high tide.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
let's talk about that. So I don't know if people appreciate how much reading is involved in law school.
oh my gosh.
I used to be, before law school, BLS.
Yes.
I was an avid reader. I loved to read. I loved to read newspapers, magazines. I loved to read fiction. Not fiction, I'm sorry. I loved to read nonfiction. I loved to read fiction based on historical events because I'm a big history and biography person.
Oh yeah, you are.
I loved that. And then there was law school.
Yeah.
Now, it really, I'm telling you, it still bothers me today. I can read for about 30 minutes at a time, and I'm just like, peace out, I'm done. Unless it's at work. I'm talking about, for fun.
Yeah.
Going home at night, sitting down with a book. What about for you? Did it ruin? First of all, did you have a joy of reading? And secondly, did it ruin that for you?
So my mom always made us do book reading over the summers. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I ever had the chance to develop a love for it. It was just a habit that I had done.
Yeah.
So when you asked me that, if I ever loved it, I was like, I don't know. I never thought about it, but we were doing books over the summers as a kid. So it was always something I knew I had to do. Reading a Supreme Court opinion from the 1800s is never going to be an enjoyable experience for me because I don't understand most of the words. It's like taking a Greek manuscript, and trying to translate it.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing for me. I was like, I could read the words on the page, but I was like, I don't know what that 3-syllable word means. Yeah. So that was a bigger problem for me at the time. But I do remember getting to the end of the semester and being done, and then I would get a book that I like, and I would read it all in about a day.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It was super weird.
Yeah.
And I would have this, because it was like running a marathon. Like you wouldn't stop running the next day, but you didn't feel the need to run marathon pace.
Right.
So that was kind of how reading went for me. And to this day, though, I will say, so I did do a master's recently in strategic studies. And we now have AI. Uh-huh. And so I would, you can get AI. You can have Snoop Dogg read your homework to you. You have Gwyneth Paltrow. You could have, any celebrity. You could have somebody from Great Britain read it to you. You can do anything you want with AI now.
Okay.
And so I found that I was sometimes better at learning if someone read to me and I could follow along as I needed to.
I do that a lot. Yeah. That's where I get my reading back, is I do something audible while I'm either with the text or without.
Yeah. I got to do it with the text because I'll drift off, and I'll also have AI summarize it for me too.
Okay.
I do better if I know where the story is going.
Okay.
So if you're like, in this, you're going to learn that X, Y, and Z is going to happen.
Okay.
And then it kind of tunes my ear to listen for X, Y, and Z.
So you're looking for the key points and the Easter eggs and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about law school. It's almost like talking about, whenever we were in prison.
Yeah. It's like trauma bonding.
Yeah. But at the same time, we don't want to say anything that would make them jerk our diplomas.
No, exactly. And also, I don't want to dissuade anyone from going.
Right.
If you know you want to go, you just do it.
Well, I found, and especially since I've been out and I've worked with a bunch of little associates, and maybe you have in JAG, and maybe not so much in JAG, because I don't think people join JAG for this reason, but I found in the civil world, in the private sector, these young people, they go to law school because they think their ultimate goal is, I want to be rich.
Oh.
That's their goal. I want to be rich.
Should have tried a different area.
And they want to be rich but not work 60 or 80 hours a week. And they want to be rich, but they don't want to do the work. They just think that automatically I'm out of school and now I'm going to be rich. No, there's a long path that we have to take. And you may or may not get rich. I think the average salary for attorneys nationwide is like $160.
Really?
Yeah, it's super low.
Yeah.
And so, you can make a whole lot more being an engineer.
Yeah.
And a lot of other professionals.
Electrician?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call
a plumber at night.
An electrician, a plumber, a spectrum installer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lot less stress.
Yeah.
You're in there. You're going to be with this person for an hour and you're done. And as opposed to, handling a case for 18 months or 36 months or 48 months, whatever the case may be. So that's what I have found is that was their, that seemed to be not everybody, but a lot of the younger associates that I've had to deal with is they want the reward without the investment and without, the pound of flesh that they need to give for it. So,
did you find it was across folks that were children of lawyers? They were already in a lawyer family, or were they venturing out on their own?
No, most of these folks, because a lot of times lawyer families they already know they're going to have a job.
Yeah.
And so, and they know what the expectations are because they've seen it in their parents or parent.
That makes sense.
And so I think I see it more in folks who have not had anything like any direct involvement. They may have had an uncle that was a judge or a cousin that was a attorney or whatever.
Or they just watch Suits.
Or they watch TV and say, wow, I want to dress like that and look like that, and have that big, nice office with the big, giant window, that doesn't look over a dumpster.
Dreams. It's always good to have life goals.
So without losing our diplomas, because we worked really hard for them.
We did.
Any funny stories that just come to mind whenever somebody says, "Tell me what law school is like"?
Oh my gosh! So we took constitutional law together.
We did.
We did. And
what does Brandis think?
What did Brandis think? Yeah. I didn't really catch it, I'll be honest. I did a lot of time right before the bar going, that's what that meant.
That's what he was saying.
That's what he was saying. So
that's why we talked about it for 3 days.
I see why this is a 3-day topic.
That's important.
That is a big deal right there. So, yeah, so...
Yes! Did you say that a lot studying for the bar?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes!
Every day I was like...
That's great.
This is makes so much sense now.
Thank God for Chemerinsky. I'm telling you.
Thank goodness for this pod thing I have here. So, which we'll have to explain to kids what that is, too.
Yeah.
But, so one day we were in constitutional law, and I would work out before class and just come to, it was like my successful part of the day. I was like, at least I can,
Yeah, I think con law was like our first class.
It was our first class. And I remember I had these shoes on that had like a buckle. And I didn't have enough time to get both parts of the buckle done.
Interrupting. Because you literally would go work out and you would take a shower.
Yeah.
But you were still sweating so hard from the workout.
Yeah,
you would come into class just drenched.
Yeah.
You're wiping it off.
Yeah.
Your clothes are sticking to you because you're still sweating from
the
workout.
And we had that dress code, so it's not like I could
Oh, God. The dress code. We need to flag that. Dress code.
So it's not like I could basically, I'm wearing this, and I would try to I would take the coldest showers.
Yeah.
And I was going to the gym at like 5:30 in the morning. It's not like I was going late, but anyhow. So I get in there and I hadn't had my shoe all the way buckled, and I just said, I don't know. I'll figure this out. I'll have to figure this out. Right now, I'm just so lost. I need something to do that will help me stay feel successful in my day. So I bent over and I spent and I was like, I'll just do it with one hand. I'm not going to use both hands. I'm going to try and challenge myself and do it with one hand. And it was probably 5 minutes of me fiddling with this.
I thought you had passed out.
Yeah, it was because I was bent all the way to the side. And I remember popping up and you're sitting next to me and you just looked at me and you were like, what are you doing? What is happening over there? And I literally, I couldn't have been more honest. And I was like, something to do.
Something to do.
And I just remember, and I wasn't even going for a joke. I was just like, just something to do in here. I don't know what's happening. And so I just remember 30 seconds later, you left. You just walked out of the classroom. And I was like, that's even better. It's like she's out there in the hallway doing something more helpful than trying to struggle the way through this. And I
don't think I was. I think I was going to get called down for laughing.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it. I just was like something to do and went back to trying to figure things out.
Well, from my vantage point, I mean, after the second semester, we sat together. After the first semester. First semester, I think we were sitting near each other. But second semester, we sat together, and we typically always sat in the same general vicinity. And so my take was, here we are. We're second row. We're on the end. The professor's up there doing his thing.
We're at eye level.
Yeah. He's up there doing his thing. He could come and stand right in front of us and be eye level with us. And you've disappeared. You're like down here playing with your shoe, literally under the table, playing with your shoe.
It wouldn't have changed any answer if he'd
But
called on me.
it would have changed something because he would have skipped you and called on me.
Oh, that's a good point.
It was all about self-preservation.
That's just smart. You're
and
smart.
I'm like, get your head up here.
Yeah.
This man is going to come over here and call, and you're attracting attention because there's an empty seat.
Yeah.
So where is Miss Cave?
Yeah.
And so I was quite concerned at that point.
That
And
explains your face when I popped up.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was definitely like, what are you doing?
Get up here. We need you in this class.
Yeah.
I need you because I need to read ahead. He's going to ask you a question, and I'm going to skip
pop
ahead so
Smart.
I can know what the next question's going to be.
Oh, it's so
Maybe.
smart.
I don't know. I don't know that we would have ever known what the next question was going to be.
No.
Because it would have been something like, what does so-and-so think?
What does and I'm like, I don't know who that person is.
And I'm like, who is that? Is that person dead?
Yeah. I think they died.
I think I did say that one
We
time
can't
outside.
ask them anymore.
I think they're dead. I can't ask. I don't know.
It made us a creative
It did.
thinkers in that class.
It did. All right, we got so much more to talk about. We
do.
We just got to stop here. We're going to stop here and bring you a part 2. So just tune in for part 2 of my conversation with Jen about law school.